Welcome. Well, welcome to the Experience Podcast. My name is Dennis, and I am grateful to be here in this moment with you. If you're new here, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends and family, and also make sure that you check out the description where we have a lot of links that will assist you in leaving the matrix if you so choose. I'm grateful that you're here. I'm grateful that you're here, Neal. Um, and that's all I have to know.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here. And where's here? Well, it's right now. And my name is Neal, and I'm grateful to be here in this conversation and present. And my name's Neal, but Neal's not who I am. Well, who am I? Well, who I am is infinite. Who I am is multidimensional. Who I am is an expression of God. And um, now, coming from that infinite location, bringing a conversation that's a conversation that is specifically around shape shifting and being authentic. So, this got initiated by a conversation that Dennis and I had, and um, oftentimes, like as I'm going through life, there's been numerous occasions where somebody doesn't like how I'm doing something, or they don't like how I'm being, and it's in those moments that I have a choice. I can change what I'm doing to be received by this person, or to be seen as being helpful, um, or to receive the perception of love from the person. And if I do any of those things, thus shape shifting and being inauthentic, um, and as a byproduct, like being a people pleaser and being a liar also. And the lying part is uh, that it isn't authentic on the truest level inside of who I am. But in reality, people pleasing, um, it's real, but it's not true. And so it's real in reality, but it's inauthentic in the truth. And Dennis, I'd love if you could share the direct example you had with somebody coming to you, and in the scenario you described, looking to change your facial features. um, Possibly the energy also, like hey, like lighten up. But yeah, would you share that example?
Yes. So I had an interaction a couple days ago where I came into this public space and this person asks me, I don't remember the exact way that he asked me the question. Um, it was something about putting a smile on my, like that I could be wearing a smile on my face. And it wasn't so much like how the words that he said, it was the words, but it was more like the energy that he came from, the energy that he was coming from. Like it just made me like all icky, like, ugh, like I just wanted him to like go away, like just shut up and go away. Because he had this needy, the energy was like this needy, um, this needy energy that wanted me, or that was asking me to be a different way of being than I already was. And it just felt sticky, it felt icky. Um, and after he asked me the question, I responded and said that I think I responded with, I can be however the fuck I want to be. And I walked off. And I could tell just by me walking off that it fucking flustered this guy. Um, like he didn't know, he didn't have a box to put me in. So because he wanted me to change for him to feel comfortable. And so, and I was in that moment, like I was going through I was going through some things like internally, like uh, there was definitely some things that were going on in here. And I was very much not going to bow down or be another way just because someone asked me to. So I guess the question is like, when are there times to be a certain way or change the way of being for another person? Like, is that a thing?
For me, the answer is no.
Okay. And why is that?
Well, for me, the answer would be yes all the time. But for who I am, the answer is no. To me, the identity, my old identity was a shapeshifter. My old identity was a people pleaser and a liar. And so when I say my old identity, that's like my egoic configuration, construction that's been created from all the programming. And then that part of me would always shapeshift, and it would shapeshift for significance. It would shapeshift to receive love. It would shapeshift to feel accepted. And that part of me would continue to do that for however long that part of me is alive. Now, there's this other part of me, which is the true self, which is where this egoic self actually comes out of. It exists inside of the true self. And that true self, who I actually am, would never shapeshift for anybody. My true self actually can't shapeshift. It's only that other part of me that can shapeshift. So, like, when I'm in my true self, that when I'm in the truth, like the truth is just the truth, and that's it, period. And so it's only this programming, it's only these patterns, and it's disillusion. Also, it's like it's not the truth, so it's like whatever not truth is, it's like the opposite of that. All of these things is what the creates the shapeshifter. But the like who I am is always who I am in every scenario, in every situation, in every conversation, in every environment. And that, so I don't know, did that answer your question?
Yes. I feel like it did.
There was something you said in your share, which was like, this guy didn't have a box to put you in.
Yes.
That's the true self. You can't put the true self in a box. Um, and because of that, they're in, so like, let's go like into like spiritual reality, into spirituality with these um, uh, communities who are like love oriented, but it's conditional love. It's like
the wokies,
yeah, yeah, exactly, like the wokies,
the woke hippies.
so with this conditional love, it's like, I'll be loving so long as you do this list of things that I wrote out. But if you then don't fulfill this list of things that I wrote out, which are the conditions on my love, then I'll be angry. So meet these conditions, and then I'll be loving. And so um, that is boxing the true self. That's taking unconditional love and saying that it can be conditional, which is bullshit. And so the authentic self, the true self, shows up differently. But where it's coming from, and where it's coming from is from peace, from full on unconditional love, from full on freedom, and joy also. There's just like this free, loving, peaceful joy. And that might express itself as like, hey, shut the fuck up. And it's authentic, and it's true, and it's coming from a loving location. But if somebody has a box on what love is, and that box doesn't include shut the fuck up, then they won't be able to receive the lesson and the love that's in the shut the fuck up. Like, there's times with discernment where it's actually wise to shut the fuck up. And it can be a loving thing to do so, and it can be a loving thing to communicate this. And the words might not sound loving, but what's loving is the intention that will be fulfilled in shutting the fuck up. And so the true self, the authentic self, it shows up differently in conversation, in different environments, in direct interactions, but where it's coming from is always the same. And what I see with now with a shapeshifter is that where it's coming from is different. It'll come from anger, it'll come from love, it'll come from with a hidden agenda. So it doesn't always come from the same location. So I noticed that.
Yeah, it's where we're coming from is everything, because that's where we're going. And what Neal just shared, like shutting the fuck up, like when we say that thing, if I know why I'm saying shut the fuck up and it doesn't get received as a loving statement from the receiver, that's because that person doesn't know who he is, one, or he has no idea. And if he doesn't know who he is, he doesn't know who I am. So he's like doubly delusioned, and he doesn't know where I'm speaking from. Because in this interaction today where I said, no, you're not going to share right now, this person got triggered and left. And it was because he didn't know who he was, he didn't know who I was, he didn't know who you were, and he didn't know why he was told to shut the fuck up. Because the reason that he was told to shut up was we had a container that was specific to forwarding this community and this mission, this purpose, this intention that Neal and I have, and to move that intention in a certain direction. And so, anyways, I just saw that too. Like, yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, this conversation is also a conversation of waking up. It's a conversation of taking responsibility. Because like in the beginning, we can be people pleasing and we don't even know we're doing it. And then part of waking up is like the awareness, like, oh wow, this is going on. And then after the awareness comes the moving through it and the knowing of having a godly no and also a godly yes. That way, if someone asks you like, "Hey, do you want to do this thing?" you can be like, "No," like, period. And the no is coming from, yes, I'm committed to this, and this isn't serving what I'm committed to. So it's easy for me to say no to this thing. And when you start saying no to more things, you are doing that because of clarity inside of you, where you know, KNOW, who you actually are, and you're moving from that location. Um, yeah, so that's what I have. Is there more you want to add to this specifically?
Yeah, I just want to share, if you're listening to this and you don't know this real self that Neal was speaking to, or the ideal self or the true self, there's going to be a link in the description where you'll be able to read the book If I Die Before I Wake. And in this book, it'll articulate very clearly for you the three U's. Every single person has these three U's. I have them. Neal has them. Every single person on the planet. That's an actual human being having a spiritual being having a human experience has these three. So just make sure you check out that link. Findyourpurposebook.com, I believe it is. And that's the only thing I got.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, you're welcome to come join these live streams Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thank you for being here. I love you. I honor you. Your time is of infinite value. I can't put a price tag on it. You can put a price tag on it, but whatever. Do what you want. Nobody else can put a price tag on it. Time is what we got. Focus is what we got. What we focus on expands, and where our focus goes, energy flows. I love you. I honor you, and peace.